Welcome, have a nice day. Today is Monday, 9th of September 2024. What happened on this day in the history? There are several notable events that happened on 9th September throughout history, and that is why it is an important day in Indian and the world history. In this article, we have compiled the list of the important things that happened all around the world on September 9. In India, particularly, September 9 is celebrated as the Telangana Language Day. The day was chosen to commemorate the 100th birth anniversary of the Kaloji Narayana Rao, a renowned writer and a poet from the Telangana. Starting the newspaper, unless with the newspaper, the Hindu states that morning judges Supreme Court to hear Calcutta Junior Doctor Brave murder case Janik Sena beaches at Fritz between United States Open and more. Replace Janik Sinner hold the United States Open trophy after winning his men's final match against the United States of America's Taylor Fritz in New York on Sunday, September 8, 2024. Supreme Court is scheduled here on Monday, September 9, 2024, the case related to the murder and illegal rape of a junior doctor at the Geological Medical College and Hospital in Calcutta. The Union Ministry of Statistics and the Program Implementation has quietly dissolved the 14-member Standing Committee on Statistics (SACOs), headed by the eminent economist and former chief statistician of the country, Pranab Sen, allegedly after its members questioned the delay in conducting the census. Banat Jamaat leaders organized first major poll rally in South Kashmir's Kulgam. Former Jamaat Islami leader Sayyar Ahmad Rishi with the supporters before filling his nomination from Kulgam ahead of Jammu and Kashmir Assembly polls in the Kulgam district of Jammu and Kashmir. Hundreds of the supporters attended the first such election rally of the JEI Chai in an area known for the boycotting elections in the past. In his first show of strength, several leaders of Banat Jamaat Islami, which has failed its candidates in the assembly election in independence on Sunday, that's 8th of September 2024, addressed a well-attempted poll rally in the South Kashmir's Kulgam district. Amit Shah today toured Maharashtra. Union Home Minister Amit Shah lights the lamp released the documentary film Mumbai Samachar 200 Not Out in Mumbai, Maharashtra. CM Eknath Shinde and Deputy CM Devendra Fadnavis and other dignitaries also seen. Amit Shah to visit Lal Bulacha Raja. Shiv Sena leader Sanjay Raut criticized him, saying, "I am sacred. He will take away Lal Baksha Raja to Gujarat." Bharatiya Janata Party leader and Union Home Minister Amit Shah arrived in Mumbai on Sunday, September 8, 2024 for a two-day visit to the financial capital. Mr. Shah unveiled the documentary Mumbai Samachar 200 Not Out. On a Sunday, said there should be no political leader without an ideology and no journalist without an ideology. He will seek the blessings of the Lal Baksha Raja on Monday. He will also hold a meeting with the Chief Minister Eknath Shinde, Deputy Chief Minister Devendra Fadnavis, and other Mahayuti leaders. Two NATO members say Russian drones have violated their airspace. Ukrainian service personnel use searchlights as they search for drones in the sky over the city center during their Russian drone strike amid Russia's attack on Ukraine in Kyiv, Ukraine, September 7, 2024. Two NATO members said on Sunday, September 8, 2024, that Russian drones violated their airspace as of one of reportedly flew into Romania during the nighttime attacks on neighboring Ukraine, while another crashed in eastern Latvia the previous day. A drone entered Romanian territory on Sunday, September 8, 2024, as Moscow struck civilian targets and put infrastructure across the Danube in Ukraine. Romania's Foreign Ministry of National Defense reported. It added Bucharest had deployed 16 warplanes to monitor its airspace and issued text alerts to residents of the two eastern regions. Bangladesh-India relations should be based on equity and fairness. Chief Advisor Yunus, Mohammed Yunus, Chief Advisor of Bangladesh Interim Government. Mr. Yunus expressed his desire for good ties with India, but insisted that New Delhi must abandon the narrative that only Hasina's leadership ensures the country's stability. Interim government, as Chief Advisor Mohammed Yunus on Sunday, September 8, 2024, said that Bangladesh wants to maintain good relations with India while asserting that it should be based on equity and fairness. Mr. Yunus, 84, made the remarks while responding to a question at a meeting with the students who had participated in the Student People's Revolution that ousted Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina last month, state-run BSS news agency reported. Now, going towards the Hindustan Times newspaper states that Manipur's chief minister demands handover of unified command aimed at escalated violence. Manipur chief minister N. Biren Singh during an interview. Manipur chief minister N. Biren Singh, along with the ruling party MLA, including his cabinet colleagues and the assembly speaker, submitted a memorandum to Governor Lakshman Prasad Acharya on Sunday, demanding that the unified command of the state government be handed over to the chief minister. Biden and his MLAs took this step following the escalated violence in Manipur over the past few years. A press statement issued from the Raj Bhavan Secretariat mentioned that Chief Minister N. Biren Singh, along with the Speaker, Council of the Ministers, and ruling MLAs, submitted a memorandum to Governor Lakshman Prasad Acharya. People of the Manipur upset Prime Minister Modi has not visited ex-Governor Anusuya Uike, a person familiar with the matter who did not wish to disclose their identity, said that besides requesting the handover of the unified command of the Manipur Chief Minister N. Biren Singh, the memorandum also demanded the abrogation of the suspension of the operation with the Kuki militants. The memorandum, which has not yet been made public, reportedly includes several other demands from the state government and civil society organizations of Manipur since the violence erupted. These demands include the implementation of the National Register of the States and the NRC with the base year 1961 to identify illegal immigrants and the protection of the Manipur's territorial boundaries, opposition to the separate administration, and others. Eye on Peace, NSA to visit Moscow this week. National Security Advisor Ajit Doval calls on his Maldives counterpart NSA Ibrahim Latif during his visit on Friday. After Russian President Vladimir Putin and Italian Prime Minister Mr. Giorgia Meloni publicly expressed that India and China can play a key role in the resolving the Ukraine conflict, National Security Advisor NSA Ajit Doval will travel to Moscow on September 10 and 11 for the BRICS and NSA's conference with an eye on brokering peace. People familiar with the matter said on Saturday. Prime Minister Narendra Modi is said to have conveyed some ideas discussed with the President Putin during his July visit to Russia, when he met Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelensky on his August visit to Kyiv. Modi, in his remarks during a meeting with Putin on July 9, made it clear that the peace cannot be found in the battlefields and that loss of the lives of children and innocent people in the Ukraine war was terrible. Doval accompanied the Prime Minister during the Russia and Ukraine visits. India reports its first suspected monkeypox case. Health Ministry said that the suspected patient of the viral disease has been isolated and contact tracing was underway to identify possible source of the infection. A suspected case of monkeypox or mpox have been reported from one of the designated hospitals to manage the disease in the country. The Indian Health Ministry said on Sunday, adding that further investigations are currently underway to confirm the diagnosis in a man who has a history of traveling to one of the affected African countries. Going towards the economy of the country from the business point of view, deadline for beneficial ownership of FPI holding ends on September 9. Two FPIs mentioned in the Hindenburg report seek relief. SEBI said certain FPIs have been observed to hold a concentrated portion of their equity portfolio in a single investee company. Government clears 12 Indian startups for incentives under the chip design plan. The government has received 59 applications under the design linked incentive DLI scheme, of which it has cleared 12 for financial assistance. 21 applications are under review. Earlier this week, India approved his fifth semiconductor unit in the form of an assembly and testing plant being set up by Kainis Semicon in Gujarat. Deadline for beneficial ownership of FPI holdings ends on September 9. Two FPI mentioned in the Hindenburg report seek relief. According to these FPIs, SEBI directions are to comply with the certain conditions that did not apply to other FPIs have discriminated their investors. Swiss-Indian medtech collaboration can harness untapped potential earth metals or not. This was the first step towards ratifying the deal that could open up the market, in the Indian market, to Swiss exports. Ruth Metzler Arnold, chairwoman, board of the directors of the Switzerland Global Enterprise. Going towards the world news, including United States House Republicans criticized President Biden over the chaotic Afghanistan withdrawal. Israel launched the Indiana strike in the central Syria, killing 4 reporters, state media. United Kingdom braces for Arctic blast after wet weekend predicts Met Office. Jailed ex-Prime Minister Imran Khan's supporters Islamabad police clash as they demand the Khan's release. At least 30 people injured after a illegal drunk driving incident in the Arizona. Elon Musk on track to become the world's first trillionaire by 2027. Adani to follow the suit. Going to the science and tech, we have India's first TL carbon study bets on wetlands to address the challenge of the climate adaptation and resilience. The vet at Kyoledio National Park in Bharatpur, where India's first study on TL carbon was undertaken. TL carbon refers to the carbon stored in the non-tidal freshwater wetlands, encompassing carbon sequestered in vegetation, microbial biomass, and the dissolved and particulate organic matter. India's first study on a TL carbon undertaken at a Kyoledio National Park in Rajasthan's Bharatpur district has highlighted the significance of wetland conservation to address the challenges of climate adaptation and resilience. The pilot project sought to develop holistic nature-based solutions to address the climate change. The concept of the TL carbon is a recent addition to the environmental science pertaining to organic carbon in inland fresh wetlands. The study carried out in the form of the Canopy's global review has depicted the potential of the TL carbon as a tool to mitigate climate change if the anthropogenic pollution in wetlands can be controlled. Odisha braces for heavy rains as depression forms in the Bay of Bengal. Pedestrians and street vendors take shelters under the temporary wayside shops protected from the rain. Bhubaneswar on September 8, 2024. The Odisha government has put 16 districts on high alert. The Indian Meteorological Department on Sunday said the well-marked low pressure area in the Bay of Bengal has turned into depression and Odisha is likely to receive a heavy rainfall for the next 3 days. The Odisha government has put 16 districts on high alert. Kerala, Tamil Nadu host the most number of butterfly species in the Western Ghats. Study highlights conservation gaps and calls for the assessing conservation status of several species. The Western Ghats are home to 327 butterfly species, with the Kerala hosting the highest 328, followed by the Tamil Nadu 326 and the Karnataka 317. A study published in the Journal of the Bombay Natural History Society on the updated distribution and population status of the butterflies revealed the species diversity is highest on the southern Western Ghats and diminishes northward. India starts registration of hand transplantation of patients. The registration will be accepted in the national registry maintained by the National Organ and Tissue Transplant Organization under the aegis of the Union Health Ministry. India has set up a registry for the first time for patients requiring hand transplantation, with officials saying it will facilitate the allocation of the donated organ in a transparent manner and on a priority basis. The registration will be accepted in the national registry maintained by the National Organ and the Tissue Transplant Organization, which falls under the aegis of the Union Health Ministry. Establishment of a registry and a pan-India location of hands on a priority basis will give boost to the donation as well as the proper utilization of the donated hands. Dr. Subramania AR, Professor and Chairman Plastic and Reconstructive Surgery and Head and Neck Surgery, Amrita Hospital and School of Medicine, Kochi, said. Dr. Ayar led the team that conducted India's first hand transplant in the 2015. Noto Director Anil Kumar recently wrote to all the states and the union territories, informing them about the registry and told them to disseminate the information to all hand transplant centers and hospitals for compliance. According to the letter, and the registration of hand composed tissue transplant option is not available in the subject to demography management in the National Registry on the Noto web portal. At last, there is a famous quotation said by Jalaluddin Muhammad Rumi, whose birth anniversary was 30th September 1207 up to 17 December 1273, was a 13th century poet, Hanafi fiqh jurist, Islamic scholar, Maturidi theologian, Mutakallim, and a Sufi mystic, originally from the Greater Khorasan, the Greater Iran. Rumi's works were written mostly in the Persian, but occasionally he also used Turkish, Arabic, and Greek in his verse. His Masnavi, composed in Konya, is considered one of the greatest poems of the Persian language. Rumi's influence has transcended national borders and ethnic divisions. Iranians, Afghans, Tajiks, Turks, Kurds, Greeks, Central Asian Muslims, as well as the Muslims of the Indian subcontinent, have greatly appreciated his spiritual legacy for the past 7 centuries. His poetry influenced not only Persian literature but also the literary traditions of the Ottoman, Turkish, Chagatai, Pashto, Kurdish, Urdu, and Bengali languages. Rumi's works are widely read today in their original languages across the Greater Iran and the Persian-speaking world. His poems have been subsequently been translated into many of the world's languages and transposed into the various formats. Rumi has been described as the most popular poet, is very popular in Turkey, Azerbaijan, and South Asia, and has become the best-selling poet in the United States. He says that you are not just a drop in the ocean, you are the entire ocean in a drop. Okay, thank you.